Budget constraints. Your spending on goods and services is limited by your budget constraint, which is determined by your income. At most, your total expenditure on all items must be a specified amount known as the budget. To illustrate this concept, let's assume you have a spending limit of $8. Grapes cost $2 per pound, while bananas cost $1. If you buy 4 pounds of grapes and 1 pound of bananas, the total cost will be $9, which exceeds your spending limit. However, if you purchase 4 pounds of bananas and 1 pound of grapes, the total cost will be $6 within your spending limit. Budget constraints. The graph below shows the total cost of different combinations of grapes and bananas, with the left chart calculating expenditures where both items cost $1 per pound, and the right graph calculating expenses where bananas cost $1 per pound and grapes cost $2 per pound. Combinations that cost more than $8 are shaded in red. From comparing the two graphs, we can see that an increase in the price of grapes leads to fewer affordable combinations of bananas and grapes. Budget constraints. Assuming you only consume two goods, such as hot dogs and Coke, and your budget for both items is $75, with hot dogs costing $3 and a bottle of Coke costing $1.5. The slope of the budget line is the relative price of hot dogs, which is the opportunity cost of one more hot dog. As the price of hot dogs decreases, the demand for hot dogs increases, while the demand for Coke falls. Similarly, when the price of Coke drops, the need for Coke increases and the market for hot dogs falls. Budget constraint and utility maximization. People aim to achieve the highest level of utility within their budget constraints, assuming utility maximization. We must combine utility and cost information from the previous figures regarding grapes and bananas. The red areas on the graph indicate combination of grapes and bananas beyond the $8 spending limit. The square with the bold number represents the affordable combination of grapes and bananas that provides the highest level of utility given the price of grapes. Effect of change in price. In the left graph, the utility maximizing combination is 4 pounds of grapes and 4 pounds of bananas costing $1 per pound. In the exemplary chart, where grapes cost $2 per pound, the utility maximizing combination is 2 pounds of grapes and 4 pounds of bananas. An increase in the price of grapes from $1 to $2 per pound while holding the price of bananas and the spending limit constant will cause the quantity demanded of grapes to decrease from 4 to 2. This relationship results in the demand curve, where an increase in price leads to a movement along the curve. Effect of change in income. An income or spending limit change will shift the demand curve to the left. For example, if the spending limit decreases from $8 to $5, the utility maximizing quantity of grapes demanded will drop from 4 to 2 if the price is $1 and from 2 to 1 if the price is $2. Income and substitution effect. When the price of a good like grapes goes up, people tend to buy less of it. There are two reasons for this, the income effect and the substitution effect. The income effect happens when the price change makes pupils' income go down realistically, so they can't afford to buy as much of the good as before. The substitution effect happens because the price change makes other goods relatively cheaper or more expensive. So pupils switch to buying more of the more affordable goods and less of the more expensive ones. Price equals marginal benefit rule. Marginal benefit is the extra benefit pupil get from buying one more unit of a good. The demand curve for goods showing how much people are willing to pay at different prices. The price equals marginal benefit rule says that people will keep buying a good as long as the price they pay is equal to the extra benefit they get from it. This rule helps explain why some goods, like diamonds, are more expensive than others, like water. Even though water is more helpful to people than diamonds, it is so abundant that people don't get much extra benefit from buying one more glass. Conversely, diamonds are relatively rare, so people are willing to pay more. Market demand curve. The market demand curve is formed by combining all individual demand curves, also known as the demand curve for goods in the market. Although unique demand curves may vary, the market demand curve will always be smooth due to the diversity in pupils' preferences and tastes. Market supply curve. Similarly, the market supply curve is derived by combining the supply curves of all firms at every given price. As illustrated in the figure, the market supply curve is flatter than individual firms' supply curves at given price, and the number of firms in the market affects its shape. The more firms there are, the flatter the curve becomes. Changes in the marginal cost of production can cause the supply curve to shift to the left or right. An increase in marginal cost will change the supply curve up and to the left.